Aquí estamos en el Latino Feels Podcast con la única Tiny, en vivo en directo con el señor Riantas.
That's tires. Porque somos LA right now.
Porque somos LA.
Somos LA. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Because we're just like brainstorming right now. We were like, we should start a podcast.
Yeah, we thought of ideas, but we didn't think about a fucking name. Somos LA. I like that. Anybody want to vote?
Yeah, well, that's what. Okay, so this is our launching episode. we literally we nothing planned. We were like, we should talk about it, and then I was just like, we should just start filming. So this is what this is. So maybe we can use
brainstorming idea.
Exactly. Maybe we can use this episode as like and then have you guys vote on some. We can just throw out some titles.
Yeah.
But to just a little intro to ourselves. My name's Daniel Alvarez, LA native, born and raised. We out here getting it, you know.
Hey.
And my new co-host,
hey,
Miss Evelyn Salazar in the building.
Hey. I am not born and raised here. Well, I was raised here actually. I was born in Peru, but I was raised in LA. And now I'm ready to go.
When did you come to LA? Like, how old were you?
I was 3 years old.
3. Oh, so yeah, you're from LA.
I'm from LA.
You're from LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my mom came when she was around that age.
Yeah.
They brought her when she was like young, and yeah, she's from LA. You know, you've been adopted, you know.
I have been, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty much. It's funny because when I'm in LA, I always say like I'm super Latina, super Juana. But when I'm in Peru, I'm like, oh man, I'm from LA.
Oh yeah, like
I'm from LA.
Yeah,
I'm from Los Angeles, you know.
Yeah, I've heard that expression before, where people are like, because when you're from LA, when you're like second generation or first generation, like most of, like they call us like pochos.
Yeah.
Where we're like, or like no sabo kids.
Yeah.
You know, I'm definitely a no sabo kid, but like
we could. That's a good name, no sabo.
No sabo kids.
That's another one. All right.
No sabo. What do y'all think? No sabo. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm in touch with my culture. I speak Spanish. I could read Spanish. But then it's like when like people that are actually from there talk to you, you're like, oh yeah, nah, I can't talk like that. You know. I'm like, he says. And then for me, even in English, sometimes I have trouble pronouncing some words.
Yeah.
So like, you know how there's that whole thing where you're talking in Spanish and then like you're thinking of a word and then you can't get it. I'm like, bro, this happens to me in English too. It's not just because, you know, it's not just because I'm a Yosabo kid.
100%.
Yeah,
all
like,
the time.
Like that word, I have a hard time pronouncing the word anonymity and like anonymous. Like I have this thing where I'm like, one of the things that you might not think about with my injury is like we lose our anonymity. I think that like, see, that's like the point is like, let's say like if I'm in a crowd, like I can't just blend into a crowd. Like I stick out. I stand out a lot, you know, like I can't just like blend in. So I just.
So you lose your.
Like,
I don't know what it is.
It's like
that's a big ass word, bro.
Anonymity. I think that's how you say it, but I have a hard time. Yeah.
That sounds legit.
Yeah. So it's not just Spanish, you know. I mix shit up in English too, you know.
Sounds legit.
Talking about Peru, you just came back. You were out there for a cool minute. How was
7 months, honey? It was great. I learned a lot about my culture. I'm coming back con las fuerzas de allá, you know, from el poder de Manco Capa. That's the Incan god.
okay.
And I'm just coming back a lot more humble, you know, a lot more humble, a lot more centered, ready for action.
That's what's up.
I did Spanish comedy out there, all Spanish.
Yeah, I was literally just about like how is that? How
that transition was hard because I'm constantly thinking in English. Mm-hmm. So to riff in Spanish is like you're processing it in English and then translating it into Spanish, you know?
Yeah.
So by the miracle of God or the Incan gods, my first show, I don't know, my last joke hit the most, and that one was improv. I didn't practice it. I didn't even know it was gonna come out the way it came out.
Yeah, I feel like people respond to that a lot. Actually, Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias was on Joe Rogan's podcast not that long ago, and he sold out like Dodger Stadium, so he has like a big ass Latin, you know, audience.
Yeah.
And then he talked about that, where it's like your stuff doesn't even have to be in Spanish. Like you could just do all English and then just add a few Spanish tags.
Yeah,
and then like the response you get, and not like I experienced that, both of the things. I experienced that, and what you're talking about, that because I did the Spanglish show at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
So I was mixing both, and then that would happen to me. Like I'll do something in Spanish, and then like kind of get mixed up. Because I'm thinking, like, should I continue in Spanish or switch it back to English?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, if you're not used to it, it's kind of like, it can throw you off, you know?
It definitely, I mean, it was the best thing that could happen, though. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think it's going to make me a much stronger comedian here, you know?
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, one of the other things we've been talking about is trying to do, like, a Spanish mic, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a little missing. There is, like, Latino mics out here. You can find them.
Very scattered.
But very scattered. Like,
yeah, they're like out in like Bell Garden or all the very Latino communities.
Chatterbox, I feel they kind of like 50% Latino.
Oh yeah,
like yeah, and that's like West Covina.
Wait, that's all the way in West Covina?
Yeah.
Chatterbox?
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to drive all the way out there.
I mean, we just roll, you know. Like I've invited so many people because it's a mic that feels like a show.
Yeah.
Like and it's always packed. There's at least like 30 people there.
Because there ain't shit to do in West Covina?
Kind of. Well, now, the Laugh Factory just opened in West Covina, too.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they just literally this July, they opened.
Oh, okay.
So that might change their dynamic a little bit.
Yeah.
But before I even had went there, I had people telling me about it. Like, you should go to Chatterbox. Da, da, da. So, yeah, they have, like, a pretty solid, like, Latin
And that's every
audience.
Thursday.
Every Thursday at 8.
We would like to promote Chatterbox.
Hey, real ones out there. Yeah. Yeah, it's a dope show. It is a little bit of a drive, but it's dope.
It's worth it.
I've invited so many people to it. I invited you.
I know.
Like, we should roll.
Tonight I can't, though.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go. I'm going to go to the Laugh Factory.
Yeah, I've been going, like, to a lot of those shows. Yeah, so I'm just like, it's cool to catch a mic, you know.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I just got back into town. I gotta see what's going on.
Yeah, no, that's a dope show. Like it's really cool that they're, you know.
Yeah, that they're promoting Latinos.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Shout out George Lopez. George Lopez.
No, not George Lopez.
Shout out Paul Rodriguez.
Hey.
They're not gonna know that because I'm gonna erase that.
Yeah, I mean, I think in all around the world we coming up, you know, whether it's Puerto Ricans or Colombians. Shakira, she been rocking the house lately
for a cool minute.
Yeah. We're coming up. We're really coming up. I'm very proud, as long as it's all, you know, all within the same family. Like, it doesn't matter whether it's South American or Central American, but we all Latinos.
Yeah. Did you hear that the speech that the president from El Salvador just did not that long ago? Where he's talking about, like, why don't all of like South America just become kind of like one country in a way, like from like Mexico to like Brazil.
One country or one continent? Like,
not like kind of like one country, like just becoming one. Like, his thinking is like we're all kind of similar already, and like the kind of his thing is like, I guess, like the power that would come from joining all of those. Because if you think about it, like it's like we're on both sides of the Pacific and the Atlantic. Yeah. There's like there's so much stuff, like the Panama Canal, all that stuff. Like, if we connected that all,
okay.
And I was like, that's interesting. That's an interesting perspective, you know?
Yeah, that would be. But see, that's the power. That's like the power hungry game, you know. Like, who would be in charge of that whole entire country, and whoever's in charge of that's el mero mero.
Yeah.
So in order for there to be peace, I feel like there has to be little mero meros everywhere, you know.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I feel it's like it goes both ways, because of the separations, that's where conflict comes too. So it's like. But yeah, his whole thing was like, we're kind of all very similar anyways. Yeah. We might as well just kind of like get into one.
I'm over here like, well, you know, Peru's doing really good in economy. I don't know if I'm ready to share that with like Brazil.
Yeah. No, actually, I think it's just like he's talking about that section from like Mexico to like, what's the last country before it turns to like, you know?
Nicaragua?
Is it the last country that connects like the like?
Oh, I might sound dumb. Don't quote me. Don't quote me.
That's that LA education right there.
Hey, that's yes. Thank you, LAUSD, for not
Serio,
teaching me
like,
shit.
I'm out. It's crazy. What's crazy about that is I realized hella from the jump. I was like, this is not gonna help me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gaining anything from being here. Like, and then, well, it didn't help that all I was going to school for was like try to get at girls, you know. So
Trying to get pussy.
yeah, so I was like, that's the only reason I'm coming, y'all. Cause man, try telling your teachers that they're wrong sometimes. When you're a kid, they're like, get your ass. Yeah. But yeah, now we're coming up, man. Like, what is it? 14% of the world is like Spanish speaking.
I mean,
10 to 14%.
I got really so I've been like traveling from here and into the valley, San Fernando Valley, and Northridge is where I grew up. So it was, I know it was, I know, my bad. It's a sensitive subject. But that's where I grew up. And in my infancia, I grew up with a lot of white and Asian. And now that I'm there, because I still know, like, that's my hood. That's where we go to the car mechanic. That's where we run our errands, as a family. And I'm just realizing that, like, it's so much more Latino driven now. Like, the Northridge Mall used to be white and Asian, and a couple of us Latinos. Now it's just, they have Curacao. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, they didn't have it the last time I was out there. They didn't have
anywhere that you go in LA that has Curacao. That means that's it. That's it. We took over.
Yeah. We've like, they got their spot.
Yeah, we've infiltrated. That's it.
Yeah, what she's saying that is a sore subject is that that's where I got shot. I got shot in Northridge. The most boring city in Southern California, man.
It is.
But it's cool. Like, it's like chill, no? Like, it's never been like a crazy city. It's always been like really. The thing I think it's most known for is like the Northridge earthquake.
Yeah, bro. I was there.
Yeah.
I was there. 94.
Yeah. Oh, you were living in...
I was living in Northridge in 94. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I was living in Pasadena.
Oh, damn.
That's the one that was at... Is that the one that was like at 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning?
It was like a 7 point something.
Yeah,
that shit was wild.
Yeah, our refrigerator ended up in the living room.
Dude, I just remember my mom standing in the doorway praying to the Virgin Mary, por favor, Virgencita. And then my grandma like telling us, don't touch the floor. The electricity is going to come through. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was just a wild house.
Really? I've never heard that before.
My grandma, it comes from Peru,
it's probably like power lines thing. Maybe.
Yeah,
probably
that's
something.
what she thought. And probably like in Peru, that's what happens. People get electrocuted. Well, back then, back in her time, people got electrocuted with earthquakes and stuff. And all I remember, what I was doing, I was like, "Where's my dog?"
And your dog had been gone. Your dog was the first one to know that the earthquake was coming.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a fun time though for me because I was a child and I was like, "Yo, we get to camp outside.
Yeah,
we're doing. I've always wanted to do that. Latinos, we don't do camping.
Yeah, everybody ended up outside and shit.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, this is my first opportunity to do camping. This is what my white friends are talking about. This is amazing. We sleeping in the car.
How old were you?
I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah, I think I was like 8. That shit was wild. They woke me up. I think my mom's boyfriend woke me up. He was like, wake up. I was like, what the hell is going on? It's a trip. Here's something funny. So I lived, for a couple of years, I lived in the state of Washington, and they don't have earthquakes up there.
Oh.
Like, they rarely had an earthquake. But I was in class one time. I was like in the 7th grade, I think, or 8th grade. I was in class and all of a sudden an earthquake, a little one. It was like a 3-point something. And I fucking throw myself under the desk like, earthquake! And everybody else, they've never experienced this. So they were like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing, bro? I was like, bitch, it's an earthquake, bro. Like,
you better talk.
I was the only one that knew what to do. Like, the rest of the students, they were just like, what's happening? I was like, that was an earthquake, my boy. I was like, this shit was hella funny. But yeah, they hadn't had an earthquake up there in like 10 years or something at that point. So I was like, they had,
How was Washington? Did it have a lot and at that time, did it have Latinos or were you?
No, that was culture shock for me. Like, cause you know how it is here. Like you're surrounded by like Latinos and like tacos and everything. And they don't have none of that up there. I mean, now I'm sure they have a lot more. But back when I went, that was kind of like a hard time for me, actually. Yeah. Like adjusting to that. I was 12 when I moved up there. So adjusting to that, and then I had literally just like was going through puberty at that time.
Damn.
So both those things, I think like I'm not a depressed person in general. Like obviously, like I'll get depressed here and there, but in general, I've never been like I hate my life. I want to kill. I had never, but at that time was probably like the closest where I was like, I don't know if I want to be here. You know, just I think from everything like changing and all that.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, it was a crazy adjustment. I was like, where's the raza at? But on the other hand, it was cool because I was kind of like, it's like in school, I was like the shiny new thing.
Yeah,
you know, like
the ethnic
Latino.
one.
Yeah. So I was like, hey.
The ethnic one. That's so funny. I coming back to LA. So one of my jokes in Spanish is like, you know, over when I did it in Peru, I was like over in Los Angeles in United States. I'm very like looked upon. Like I'm exotic out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody's like, oh my God, the color of your skin, your eyes, like you look different. I look different. I go, pero llego a Peru and I'm like everybody else, you know, cualquier otra paisana. Like I have no game.
Yeah.
No game. I'm like, damn, these bitches all look like me.
Really?
So yeah.
Man, I might have to go to Peru.
You better come to Peru. Yeah. I mean, they're all tiny. It's so cool because I'm very small. I'm 5 foot. You haven't noticed because you can't see me because I'm not standing. But I'm 5 foot. And when I go buy pants out there, they fit me exactly.
Really?
I've never had that in my life. I was like, my people.
Your people in little pants?
Yeah, my people in little pants.
That's funny. Huh. I've never really been to like where my family's from in Mexico. Mm-hmm. Like I went when my grandfather died, I was like 6 months old. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I've never been. I've only been to like the border towns. I've only been to like TJ, Rosarito.
I've been to all that. I've been to Cancun. I've been to what's the other one? What's the other one? That's like very popular. Cancun, not Tulum, but
Rosarito, Ensenada, like the border towns.
Almost border towns, but I can't remember the sound.
Puerto Vallarta?
No. Baja? No, not Baja. That's Baja California.
That's like Acapulco?
Acapulco. It's one of those little very, very, very touristy spots. I can't remember the name. But I've been to all that, and I want to go to the Efe in November for Dia de Muertos.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I have some homies that have gone out to like Mexico City, and they were like, "Bro, you need to go out there, bro. You need to check it out."
My brother was in Veracruz recently, and he's like, "Yo, you need to go to Veracruz. Like Veracruz is the shit."
Don't they do things like a lot different in Veracruz than like other parts? Like I know, like, cause one of my brother-in-laws, his family is from there, and like his mom does these bomb tamales, but she uses the plantain wrapping, you know, she doesn't use the regular one, and they're like twice as big as a regular.
I think it's
tamal.
because they're like more island people.
Really?
Like beachy island, you know?
Yeah. I was like, man, that's crazy. Like the way she talks is a little bit different.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I need to go out. You know, I need to go.
You go venture?
Yeah, get out of LA.
Yeah.
I think the furthest I've been from LA is like Austin or Washington. They're about the same distance.
Damn.
Like 1,000 miles. Yeah,
I've been all the way to Asia, so.
Really? You'd be traveling.
I'd be traveling.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's hey, maybe with stand up, you know, it'll get us out to places further out.
It will. And not maybe, it will.
Yeah.
Believe it.
That's the goal. That's the
goal. All right. So we still got to think about the name of this podcast. It could be let's maybe write it down. It could be Ya Pues.
Let me get a piece of paper.
Okay. Ya Pues.
Ya Pues, hacete para allá.
Ya Pues. Ahora qué?
Hablando mierda.
Hablando mierda. Hablando shit. It could be a Spanglish one.
Hablando shit. That's actually pretty good.
I like that. Mira.
Y'all guys shoot us some suggestions in the comments.
Hablando shit.
And then obviously we're gonna talk about like current events, like mixing English and Spanish. But if there's anything you guys want to see from us, any suggestions, shoot them our way. You know, like what's something that you guys haven't seen on podcasts that you would like to see?
Yeah,
especially from like the Latin side and then like the American side or whatever. You know, we could bring a little bit of both to it. So
yeah, I think we're equally both, you know. I tell, so it's funny, some people ask me in Peru, they go, well, what do you consider yourself? Because since you're born in Peru but you're raised in Los Angeles, you know, ¿qué eres tú? And I was like, well, I am Peruvian by heart, but I am American by mentality. Yeah.
No, that
Yeah.
makes sense. I mean, you're from where you're from, you know.
Yeah, I love my country. And I mean, I miss it. I miss it a lot. Yeah, it
It
hasn't
look-
been a week.
It looked fun, man. I was watching your stories. I was like, hey, she look like she ain't gonna come back.
I didn't want to come back, but I have to because I really want to pursue the comedy, you know?
Yeah.
And I know this is the place.
You don't feel like there's like if you were down there, like
I
chasing
could.
the,
I could.
it would
pero
probably just take longer.
this is the thing. So stand-up comedy in Peru has just started 20 years ago. It's a baby. It's still baby, you know, and I already met all the big comedians.
Really?
Yeah. I think his name Job Mencia. Hey Job. He's one of the best and he's so humble, but like, and he has his shit like tight.
Really?
Like tight, you know? He's un capo. Ahí sí le dicen allá capo. And then there's other ones that I'm like, whoa, man, like they're so good, but they don't have any more room to grow. Like that's it for them. Like here in LA, it's like you become a comedian, you have opportunities to do commercials, you have opportunities to do movies. Out there, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Still hasn't gotten that little chain together, you know? So it's like you just do stand up for the love of it, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I love that. But, you know, it doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah. I mean, through online, though, couldn't they just like...
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They have a good following, you know?
When you say that it's kind of like it just started and it's new and there's not that much. What comes to mind to me is like that's a perfect opportunity to make yourself stand out.
Yeah.
In that, you know, like you can be one of those big people, you know.
It would but that's the thing. Like even if I were to stay out there and do that, I feel like because I see how talented they are. Like they're so talented. But yeah, no, I mean that's where they are. That's where they are. That's it. You know what I mean?
They can't. Kind of, they don't have an example of like this is the next level.
Yeah, because they don't have a comedy club. They don't have like a real comedy club. They just go and they don't have open mics either. All they do is I mean, they call it open mics, but it's not an open mic, which is great because you have a real audience every time.
It's like
yeah,
kind of like a show.
Yeah, but it's not like a sign up. Like you go and sign up and you know try to get on stage in front of other comedians. It's more like someone knows that you're a comedian and they put you on and that's it. And that's what they call a mic, but it's not a mic.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like a show mic kind of.
Yeah, like a show mic. Exactly.
That's kind of how I feel like that's how Chatterbox is. It's kind of like a mic, but it feels like a show. So like you like it's really good for testing stuff out.
We'll go next Thursday. I'm down.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll check back in.
Yeah. Well, if I'm not booked on Spanglish.
Are you going to be performing at Spanglish next week?
No. Well, I don't know. Like they kind of just like, all right, bro, you want to be on? Yeah, they'll reach out like right before the next. Okay. Like on a Wednesday, I think, or Thursday.
How did you not rehearse? Try out for that.
So I kind of got in a little bit of a little. So a friend of mine was hosting it. Okay. So she was hosting it for like for a little bit, and then she told the producer about a few of the people that that she knows. Bring on. Yeah, that like she just was like, this guy would be good, this guy or that girl, you know. So I was one of the people that she suggested, and then I just started showing up to the shows. Like when she was hosting, I'd be there, hanging out, and then so like the guys would see me, you know, and then knowing some of the other comics who like some of the other comics coming up to me and saying what's up, and them seeing that. But it was mainly just off of like a recommendation. That's cool. Basically.
Yeah, that's how it works here in LA, people.
But yeah, it's really cool because they're giving people that are like just starting an opportunity to like. Really? Yeah, it's cool. You know, they've gotten up a bunch of people that I'm around that are kind of like you would consider kind of new, and that like it's a big opportunity. You're like on one of the biggest comedy stages in the world, basically. You know.
100%.
It was cool. Dope. It was like the energy was amazing. Like all the comics that got up were really good in the show that I did. It was dope. I'm like,
I love that.
Have me back.
Hey.
You know?
Hello, Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
A ver, ¿qué más? We have 3 down. Hablando shit. Ahora que ya pues
Maybe something with like adding comedy into it somehow.
Latino comedians in the now. It's too long.
That's too like
Too long.
generic. I feel
Generic.
like too like
Okay.
that's something like those like a big company will tell you like this would be good.
How about haha, but spelled with JJ? J-A-J-A. Haha.
Haha, the haha podcast.
The haha. Yeah.
That's throw that
Yeah.
in there. Just
The haha podcast.
está caliente.
You feeling hot?
A little bit.
I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I
Yeah, there's
like
like
the
a shitload of lights in here, so it's been hot outside. You know?
I
But,
like these. I like these. These are looking good.
We'd be like bringing in guests, maybe that'd be. So yeah, I mean, like I said, shoot us some suggestions. Maybe you guys might, have something interesting to, like an interesting title to, or
Yeah, and then we'll give a little shout out to whoever
yeah.
comes up with the best idea.
Vámonos.
Hey.
I was thinking of something and then I just
Se te fue?
yeah.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Does that ever happen to you with jokes? Like sometimes I'm like, oh my god, that's so funny. I gotta write that down. I'm like, oh, I'll do it right now, and then I forget.
Yeah.
I'm like, god damn it, how funny! That was a really good joke.
Yeah, that's why you
You
have to
have
try to
to.
write it down as soon as you think about
I
it. That happens
know.
to me all the time. So I like if I don't have a pen, I'll try to throw it in my phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like sometimes you get these ideas randomly,
Yeah.
and then you're like, I'll remember. I'll write it down when I get home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
you're
that
like,
never
"Fuck,
comes. Fuck. What was
What
that?
was it? What was I
Oh.
thinking about? All the
Yeah.
time. Yeah, you gotta like get good about jumping on and writing.
Aparte de eso, I have an all Spanish show I can promote.
You're gonna be on it?
I'm gonna be on one. Yeah, August 5th in Pasadena. I don't know the name, but I'll find out.
It's gonna be at at a club,
At a club. Yeah.
the Ice House. Or?
No, I don't think so. Maybe not a club. It's gonna be at a restaurant or I don't know something. An all Spanish show.
Yeah, I haven't tried full all Spanish.
I know. I'm trying to
I'm
convince
like,
you.
yeah, but it's because like I was saying to you, like when I get nervous, like all the bad words come out. Right? Like,
No, but that one you can do bad words. It's just the one that I'm talking about for the TV.
TV show.
Yeah, the TV show is no bad words.
Híjole, no sé si pudiera ser
Yeah,
todos mis chistes en español.
está un poquito.
A lo mejor sí. Like I have some. Like I have, one of the only ones I've tried so far that's like full Spanish is like. Porque cuando en la calle hay mucha gente que me pregunta, like, de la nada, like, ¿qué te pasó? Or, like, una vez un paisita, like, he was like, paisa, first he was like, paisa, ¿hablas inglés? I mean, ¿hablas español? And I was like, sí. And then when you tell somebody, like, you speak Spanish, like, the floodgates open,
Yeah.
So he was like, no, paisa, es que tiene que rezar fuerte, He was like, tienes que creer en Jesús,
Entregarte.
I was like, órale, And then, like, it went from that, and then he was like, hey, paisa, ¿y todavía está pisando, paisa? And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, pues no estoy pisando, pero sí estoy pisando, That's my one Spanish joke.
I like that.
But it's crazy how I have all these bits how it's like usually men that are like have those questions,
Yeah.
like, are you still having sex? All that. It's usually guys. I'm like, what the hell's going on here, bro? Like,
So all the guys are just a little gay.
just a little bit. Not yet. Like I forgot who it was, but they said some shit like as like in like the Latin culture, we like a lot of us tend to not I said us like I'm including myself, but in general it's like homophobia. There's like homophobic energy in the like the Latin space.
Yeah.
So but the thing is like we be acting hella gay for being
Yeah,
like
no, 100%.
like all the cooks in the restaurants be like fucking humping you and doing weird shit like that. I'm like or there's this whole thing like in Spanish, like when you have like your best friend, they call him your nalga. You ever heard that?
No.
That is mi nalga. Like it's a dude, I'm like, what you mean, bro? Tu nalga.
Es que le doy las nalgas.
Yeah, like it would be like for like a group of people that kind of has a lot of like homophobia ingrained in, like, the culture and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we be doing some hella gay shit, you know. Yeah.
In Peru, in Cusco, the city of Cusco, when I first got there this last time, I noticed that there was a bunch of like rainbow flags everywhere, you know? And I was like, man, good for Cusco. It's so advanced in like, you know, the gay community. I'm like, fuck yeah, man. Good job, Peruvians. And then I realized later, after going like on a tour, it's actually their flag. Like that's the
their
their city flag. Yeah. And I was like, huh, that sucks. I thought it was a very gay friendly.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I went dark on it. I started thinking like that's where they like some gay person got killed and they just put a
No,
flag. That'd be fucked up.
No, yeah.
Yeah. There's this like this bit on I've seen it on TikTok where it's like I think it's like it's a Mexico thing where it's like this, it's a panadero and he has pan and then he's like hella gay, like, ay, el pan, ya llegó el pan. And then there's like this dude that's like dead on the floor and then he's like, ay, ¿qué le pasó? And then someone's like, lo mataron por joto, and he's like, ay, ya llegó el pan, ya llegó el pan, and like, just switches it up. I was like, yeah, that's a good representation of. Because, yeah, in some places, like in Mexico, I don't know about other countries, but in Mexico, they be still disappearing. Like, you know, like, there's some states that there's
still some hate out there. I mean, even if not just in Latin America, everywhere. Right now, all over the U.S. I mean, God, it's, you know, it's a fight.
It's crazy because all it is that, like, people just aren't informed or they just haven't been around a group of people. Yeah. Like usually like the people that are like, oh, gay people, it's like they've never really been around. Yeah. You know, and that's all it is, and that's what's crazy. Like,
it's this super conservative Christians that just believe like that this is the
Catholic way. And a lot of Latino.
Yeah, but I mean the Catholics have lost their their weight. They can't be saying shit when they raping little boys, you know?
Nah, that's a crazy thing though. Like they still have a lot of influence and a lot of power for all that shit that everybody knows about. Yeah. Like it's like,
yeah, they're like a Donald Trump.
Yeah, they just move around.
Yeah, they just do whatever the fuck they want.
Well, I don't know. He just got indicted for like the third time. He's probably not gonna do jail time, but
he's untouchable, that guy.
Yeah, they're just kind of gonna make him go to court, and that's about that. Yeah, that's about all that's gonna happen with that.
I haven't been informed of too many things that's going on. I mean, all I know, the last time that I was here, women's rights were taken away for abortion. That sucked.
In some places.
In some places, not here, not in California. What else has been going on? I guess there is a law in Florida has just become like a complete fucking shit show. Yeah. With all the crazy, like they can't say gay.
I thought you were gonna talk about like the new like immigration stuff that they implemented too. Oh. Because they what's that? They did some laws where you can't hire like immigrant workers. Like they'll check. So like a bunch of like immigrant just didn't show up to work, like literally like construction sites, like farming stuff. It was all like the food was going bad because nobody was showing up for work because of that law that they passed. And that's recent. They just recently passed that.
So we ain't got no orange juice.
Or it's gonna turn into a hell of expensive orange juice because there's like memes about it. There's like memes about it where they show like a paisa just fucking dumping shit hella quick, and then they show like it's like a couple of white people like picking that shit one at a time. Like these prices about to go up, you know.
What else is going on?
The world is crazy, man. Like
what else is going on in the U.S. that sucks?
Everything. You feel like we're close to the end?
I don't think so. I think that we still got a good while. I mean, I know a big subject that has to do with, you know, actors and the writers strike and the actors. And I just heard why, and I didn't know this, but they're basically trying to take an image of them so that they can do AI and then they can redo whatever they want without paying them extra residuals or anything. It's like, bro, that's what?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Is that for everybody, or I thought that was kind of just like for like background work and stuff like that. Where
I don't know. I think it was for the major actors. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That's,
like you don't get paid ever again. Like
yeah.
Yeah, that's. Yeah,
I don't know
that's
about
a pretty good reason to strike.
Yeah, that's a pretty damn good reason to strike. That's the only thing that I know when I came back. It's funny because when I left the country and I got to Peru, Peru's government shut down literally the day after I got there.
Oh, really?
Then I left to Brazil for vacation in Brazil, and the fucking government shut down in Brazil the day after I got there. So
you out here shutting down governments?
I'm out here shutting down. Send me to Russia.
Yeah, you go. Shut everything down.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Send me to Russia. And I get here to LA, and then all of a sudden, all the actors are on strike. Yeah, I'm like, yo, what's going on?
If we send you to Russia, you'll make them a little less Putin.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
I stole that.
That's okay. It's so good.
Paul Rodriguez does like he does a bit about
Putin.
Well, he's like Putin. He's like Putin. That's like little puto in Spanish. There's big Putin, puto, and
little puto.
Yeah. That's funny, bro.
Yeah, man. I guess the whole world is just crazy. This is.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like we can just be like, all right, the world's going crazy. Let's just wild out. Shit, you still gotta be. Yeah. I've been here, but I haven't really been following a lot of stuff because I just been kind of on the grind. Like, I mean, like last night I got home at 5 a.m. So like I'm like, get home.
But that's rest. Not the grind. Hold on, what you doing until 5 a.m. grinding?
We were talking. We were
talking.
Like, you know, after the shows,
playing cards.
No. We stopped at 2. We stopped right at 2.
Okay.
We stayed hanging out.
Okay.
You know how it is after shows. Like you just hang out sometimes.
Yeah.
Like it's like we'll hang out for like 2 hours talking after shows and shit, and then I have to still drive back, and then like I don't just fall asleep right away. Sometimes I'm just like, let me check on emails and shit.
No wonder we were texting.
Yeah,
I got home at like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
which is not like me, but I went out salsa dancing. So
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that earlier. I kind of miss dancing.
Oh.
Granted, I can still, there's still, I can still dance, but y'all know what I mean. You know what I mean.
A little different. It's okay.
Yeah.
You can still move your upper body. Hey.
The upper? I can still get lap dances.
Oh. Hey.
That's happened to me before.
I know.
Yeah, like.
You just randomly, just people.
Yeah, I like, it's happened to me twice where I was just once it was at a bar and once I was at a party. And I was just like hanging out with my friends, but we were chilling next to the dance floor. And then, like, if you pay attention, you'll notice, like, it was like, girl just kind of, like, slowly starts making her way toward me throughout the night. And then just ends up giving me a lap dance.
Hold on. Is it like this? I hope the camera can get it. But it's just like you see them from far away. And they're just, like...
Getting closer. I'm just like, oh, get ready. Pull out the... Hey, that's one of the very few good things about being in a chair. I'm always lap dance ready. So,
And you're also always at titty height.
Or ass height. But it's also balls height. So it's
you know.
Yeah, I say that like, hey, you got in front of me. It's not my fault you in front of me. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think that we got 4 good names. Let's work on this. Let's have the viewers say or put their input, see what they want. Don't be afraid to comment whatever it is. We're comedians. We have we have strong backbones. You can't hurt our feelings.
Yeah, I've heard it all. Fucking it's funny, like some people are like, oh, I happened to me. I did a set of the night mic at the Comedy Store. And right when I was going on stage, one of the judges or one of the guys that was like hosting it, he was like, "Oh, he's brave." he was like, "Oh, they're about to give him shit," you know. I was like, "That's crazy that people have that like view of me, like, oh, this dude's brave for doing this," you know. Cause yeah, it comes with it. Like, you know, people are always gonna roast me and all that shit. It happens to me a lot when I'm getting off. Like I'll go up and I get off, and then the next person goes and they have it. It's always something about like, yeah. But it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, but like I said, that's why we have a strong backbone. So say what you want.
Well, I don't know about mine. Mine's a little weak, man. Mine's a little.
Bueno.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is a good start. I think we got some good ideas. Obviously, we'll be working with a better outline. But this is a good little preview.
This was just like a little impromptu. Let's just we have the time. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
You can find me on social media at tiny_but_deadly.
Yes, sir. Alvarez TV on all the socials. And yeah, shoot them suggestions.
We should start an IG.
We kind of gonna have to.
Yeah, once we get the name, we're gonna start an IG together. So get ready.
Let's run it. Hey. Well, thanks for shooting through it. Yeah. You'll catch us on the next episode.
Yeah, you'll catch us on the next episode.
Vámonos. Yo, that's it. That's the end of the show. Go catch another episode with Tiny and the Man on Wheels. Let's go.